This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. 1 day out from White Rivas. I'm joined by my good old friend Spencer Fearon. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man. I love talking to you, Umar. I like the fact that we're trying out here, B. We're trying out here, B. I'm loved by my community, and I'm saying to you, you know it's the truth.
Spencer, before we talk boxing, I do want to quickly address the sad passing of Sweet Pea, one of the greatest fighters ever, full stop. Just your comment on his sad passing.
Listen, Pernell Whitaker, a 4-weight world champion. A man that, if you want to learn boxing, to all you little young kids out there, it was 1989, Jose Luis Ramirez, the rematch, because he lost the first time when he challenged for his title, and then he went on and Pernell Whitaker beat Greg Horgan for the IBF title, and then they meet in a rematch. And I watched this fight when I was in Jamaica. Thursday nights at the fights was a thing that came on every on JBC TV, and I watched that, and it was incredible how it's the best. Thank you very much. Look at this. Just like that. Paul Smith. He's trying to show off. He's trying to wait there. Gareth A. Davis is trying to show off about Paul Smith. You're not getting this back. I'm keeping this. Look, you see the abuse that I get. You see the hate that I get. Right, but no, on the reals, Pernell Whitaker was. People are ranting and raving about Lomachenko right now, and all these young kids. Lomachenko. No disrespect. Never had nothing on Sweet Pea. You couldn't hit Sweet Pea with a handful of rice. He was just. You couldn't teach the stuff that he did. He went on. He went out to welterweight. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez. He beat him. What was that? 1993. Outpointed him. They gave it a draw, but it was a robbery. Pernell Whitaker was just an incredible fighter. 1984 gold medalist at the Olympics, which was one of the best teams ever that America ever produced. Apart from, we'd say maybe 1976.
But weren't Cuban, like the Soviet bloc countries, weren't in it?
Regardless that they weren't in it, the mere fact that Pernell Whitaker went on to become an all-time great just is more reference to me, because he won the World Games as well, and he beat them anyway. Is more reference to me that Pernell Whitaker was deserving of the spot of being one of the greatest fighters of all time, right? He's got to be ranked top 10, most probably the greatest southpaw of all time. We could argue, say maybe Manny Pacquiao, but he went through the weights. But I'm telling you this now, pound for pound, if you'd have linked him up with these guys, Manny Pacquiao would have beaten as a lightweight. I'm telling you this now, he would have beaten. And I think Manny Pacquiao was incredible as a lightweight. I think he would have beaten Floyd Mayweather as a lightweight. Pernell Whitaker was incredible. Pernell Whitaker went from lightweight all the way up to junior middleweight, and he fought a guy called Vasquez. Vasquez was an amazingly tough man who battered Ronald Rinky Wright, who's one of the pound for pound greats as well. So when we look at Pernell Whitaker, what he brought to the game, the science they brought to the game, it was Eddie Futch that said Pernell Whitaker was a 50s fighter. He was a throwback fighter because he was doing things that 50s fighters used to do. He was absolutely incredible. A massive loss because it was my childhood. And I mean, I also got to big up my brethren Country, because my mate Country, me and him used to sit down and watch Pernell Whitaker a lot. And Country was so gutted. Country sent me a message and he was like, look, Pernell Whitaker was his greatest fighter. So I'm really, really gutted. But you know what? The game goes on, but I hope that he rests in power, man.
I guess that's why they call you the knowledge. Moving on to tomorrow night, talk to me about the main event, White Rivas. People seeing it as a white heavy favourite, but in the trade, a lot of people saying this is a 50-50 fight, Spencer.
Listen, I'm glad that they are saying it's a 50-50 fight, because that man over there gets a lot of stick for the shows that he's putting on, and it's a great, no, I'm being real, but this is a great fight. You look at Rivas, how he comes, Rivas is actually an articulate fighter. Even though he's bludgeoning, but he's calculated, and you can see that he's been well tutored in the things that he does. So I rate what Rivas is bringing to the table, but I just think it's Dillian Whyte's time. In fact, I don't even think I actually know it's Dillian Whyte's time. Dillian Whyte must implement that right uppercut, which he's been working on. You've been seeing that he's been working on with his co-trainer Leon as well, and with Mark Tibbs. So he's looking to be throwing that uppercut. and he's looking to push out that jab. I spoke to Dylan earlier today, and Dylan is so relaxed. And I like seeing that in fighters when they are actually relaxed and they're not all uptight and everything else. He's so relaxed because he's becoming acclimatized to knowing what he's got to do as a fighter. All the props in the world to Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte, to me, is a person who, when things go wrong for you, you start scratching your head thinking that you're being buried. And you're not being buried. Dillian Whyte has proven that he wasn't being buried, he's being planted. And now he's starting to grow. And he's growing at such a great rate. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. He's got to go prove it tomorrow night for the interim title that he's one of the guys.
Spencer, in your heart of hearts, we're assuming Whyte comes through tomorrow night. If he boxes either Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury for that WBC belt, we expect one of them to hold it when he boxes for it. Can he beat one of them?
Of course he can beat one of them. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs. He's got a heart that ticks, and he's also got heart, meaning that he's courageous. So why can't he beat any of these guys? Listen, I remember going to Lennox Lewis when Dylan was first. Listen, I just have a gym just across the road. Dylan used to come there. This is where I first got to meet Dylan Whyte through Leroy Harris, and my old amateur coach. And I said to Lennox, there's this kid. You need to have a look at this kid. Lennox was more interested in but it's Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua was blowing at the time. You know what I mean? He went to the World Games, got silver medal, all the rest. Cool. Weren't really that interested. I said, watch this kid, because I know the heart that he possesses, and all it is like if you got heart and you got a decent chin, you're halfway there. And you weigh over 16 stone, you're definitely halfway there. Anything else you can improve on, he's done that. He's improving constantly with underneath Mark Tibbs. And not only that, he is like a sponge. He wants to know fight. Dylan Whyte will phone me. We're on the phone for hours. Like, what fights? I know he's jotting them down. He's watching the fight. He's watching old-time fights. He's watching Sonny Liston, how Sonny Liston will creep in with a jab and ramrod you with a jab. He watched a lot of Larry Holmes. He watched a lot of Tim Witherspoon. That, to me, means that you are being immersed around the fight game and you're willing to learn. And it rubs off. So, all credit in the world. And any one of these guys, Dylan Whyte can mix with any one of them guys, and Dylan Whyte potentially can beat any one of those guys too.
Spencer, moving on to Ruiz Joshua, I just spoke to Eddie about this. He's dismissed any rumours that Joshua have approached Ismail Salas to work with for that rematch. Now, so that kind of doesn't validate the question anymore, but in your opinion, if he went to someone like Ismail Salas or another guy very experienced in the sport, do you think that would benefit Joshua for that rematch?
Of course it could, but this is the next thing. Why is everyone telling that Joshua should leave?
Not leave Rob, but bring someone in perhaps.
Yeah, well, 100%. I'm down with that. I'm down with him incorporating more stuff inside the stuff that he does, because it's better that, listen, boxing needs to evolve. Simple thing is this: you go watch football right now, right? You got coaches, then you got coaches to the coaches, you got assistant coaches, you got guys, and what they're doing, all for the same thing, for the love of the teams, that they work in unison, right? And then all the emphasis really and truly is on the striker to put that ball behind the net. So why should not this be inside boxing? You know what I mean? Why don't they have other guys who are sitting down and being analytical when the fights are done, or when the rounds are over, and are whispering over instructions and everything else? Ismail Salas is a wonderful coach. Let's be real. And I got contacted by Gary Logan about this ages ago. Ismail, I knew about this for a long time. So whether or not he was one of the names in the hat, but maybe he's not going to go and change it. But what I'm saying, and I said this before with you, what Anthony Joshua should do is have boxing greats around him so they rub off. And that's what he needs. He needs those guys to rub off on him and rub off on the trainers as well.
Just back to Dillian Whyte quickly. We've seen a lot of talk between Dylan and Tyson Fury on social media. Now, Dean Whyte, Dylan's brother, obviously, has been kind of called out Shane Fury for a fight. And Shane has rung up Coogan and said, I'll have it in a ring with him on the undercard of Dylan and Tyson if that ever happens. Who are you picking in that fight?
Listen, man, I'm South London. South London, hoot, hoot, right? I want man to know this, and not only that, I'm telling you now, Dean Whyte is a serious brother. And Dean, I don't know, when they're saying Dean Whyte, I don't know who Dean Whyte was. When they say Gaps, I said, right, who that you? They Gap. He's a serious youth. Listen, Shane can have it. He can have it. Shane's a serious brother. But I would favour Dean Whyte to deal with him. Have you seen the size of Dean's arm? Dean's arms are the size of my legs. I wouldn't want to take a shot from him.
Just the last one, Spencer. Huge announcement the other day. Finally, Kovalev Yarde is done in Chelyabinsk, Russia, August 24th. Please tell me you're coming.
I'm going to try. We never know. I'm going to try. But what I am saying is this. Even if I'm not there physically, I'm there spiritually. Babatunde Ajayi is my brother. Babatunde Ajayi is the only professional coach that I know that has books of combinations. He has more combinations than a safe breaker. I'm just being real. He gets a lot of stick because we're living in a society right now where, what's the word? Schadenfreude, the German word. That means that we bask in people's demise and we laugh at people when things go wrong for people. And I'm saying we shouldn't be. We should be in the reverse. I congratulate anybody that does anything good. Anybody that does anything good, I'm on your side. Babatunde Ajayi has got combination for every eventuality in fights. And he's got the right pupil to administer the work that he's been teaching. So it's working under your teaching. So I'm saying to you, show me your friends or show me your cohorts and I'll show you who you are. Babatunde Ajayi is a learned man. Anthony Yarde will propel that of the learnedness come fight time. Remember this, Kovalev is an old drunkard, but I don't want to hear no excuses when he gets beat by this young, fresh lion, because everyone's trying to say like, oh, but he's going into Lions Den. Obviously he is, but it's lions in the camp. Gonna grab this thing with two hands, and I've got Anthony Yarde winning, and he's gonna shock you lot of the world. He's not gonna shock me, because I know what that youth brings.
Brilliant. Spencer Fearon, always a pleasure catching up with you. What are your plans for the rest of the night?
The rest of the night, I'm gonna go back home and check out. What am I watching right now? What's the thing? There's Black Money. Have you watched that? It's on Sky of Lantern. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Don't interrupt my interview, please. Don't interrupt me. I'm joking. Let's get out. But no.
I'm wanted, so I come with it.
Oh, you're wanted? Yeah, no. Don't come in my interview. I don't like when people see camera. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want when people like see camera and they want to try to involve themselves. Like what? You get what I'm bruv. But no, on the reals, big up Dave Diamante, he's my guy. This is the guy. He can show his face. He can show his face because this is my brother. This is my brother. What are you hiding yourself for? And a proper bow tie. The second flyest man in boxing after me. You know how we go.
Right? That's the knowledge, baby. Thank you, Spencer.
Right, but I'm just being real. Next thing is this. Whenever somebody's going through something, I get loads of messages, right? Whenever you're going through something, and you think you're going through a dark stage and all the rest of it, I'm saying this, growth happens in darkness. And when you think that you're being buried, you are actually being planted. Know that part there. You're not being buried, you're being planted. So I'm going back to this Anthony Joshua thing. A lot of people are laughing at the demise of Anthony Joshua right now and being these bitches. And I keep on talking about these bitches. And I'm going to keep on saying this. Because when this guy comes back and starts getting success again, them same bitches are going to be running around trying to suck on his private parts. Peace, two fingers, I'm out. I put God first, can never come second.
Hold on. But I want to just reiterate what he says because it's something very important.
What about the bitches?
No. But what he said is very important because it's very true, and you guys need to realize this. Resurrections in boxing, it's a major part of the sport. And the fact that AJ has lost, when he comes back and wins, he'll be bigger than ever. It's going to happen. It will happen because it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. He was on top, now he's down, now he's back up. Look at Victor Ortiz. He was on the top, then he had that terrible fight. Oh, he's a quitter. Then he goes back up, he beats Berto. Wow, now he's fighting Mayweather. Then he does the headbutt, then he's down again, then he's back. It's what we do. It's the ups and the downs. And so, like he said, you think you're being buried, but you're being planted. So that's why you got to always keep the faith and believe in yourself and do stuff like that. And AJ is going to rise. It'll happen.
Big respect to you two. Thank you very much.